Welcome back, grade 12s. Welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to factorize a cubic polynomial using a very simple method that is going to save you time in your exam. Okay, so let us say that we are given minus 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 12x plus 20, right? Usually it is given as a function, right? It's given as a function and we have an equal to sign over there. Okay, so what this means, what we are trying to do is find the x-intercept. Okay, so that's what we are trying to do. So when we're doing that, finding the x-intercept, we let y equal to 0. All right, so what that means is we'll have to rewrite it and equate it to 0. Right, so also this signs here can change as you are equating it to 0. Let me show you how. So you can see that as we are now equating it to 0, we'll have 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 12x minus 20, and we equate that to 0. All right, cool. So now what we need now to do is to find out. Okay, so what happened, how the signs changed was very easy. I factored out a negative 1. So when you factored out a negative 1 here, it becomes positive. This becomes positive. This becomes negative. This becomes negative. And if you're equating it to 0, that means you'll divide 0 by negative 1 and it will remain as 0. Right. So now what happens is when you factorize this, when you factorize a cubic polynomial, usually what you have is there's two brackets here. You have a big bracket and a smaller bracket. So this is the bigger bracket. This is the smaller bracket. And in the bigger bracket, you are going to just write this. So this is how I'm going to show you guys. You're going to do this and just equate it to 0. Okay, so here's the method that I'm going to show you guys that saves time. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to write this awkward upside down division sign, something like this. Right, is an upside down uh, division sign. If you remember this from long division, right? So this is the sign that you are going to have, and what you are going to put outside here. Okay, before you even do that, you are going to put over here, you are going to put all your coefficients, right? You're putting all your coefficients. So what do I mean? I mean that you're going to put your minus. In this case, you're not going to put minus 2 now. You're going to put this. You're going to put your 2, you will put your 3, and your minus 12 and your minus 20. Let me show you. You're going to say 2 here, right? 3 minus 12 and minus 20, right? You do that, and now outside this bracket, outside this sign, in this position here, what you are going to do is you are going to put a value or a number that when you put in the place of x, right, when you put that number in the place of x, your answer should be equal to 0. All right, so usually with whichever question that you're going to be facing in grade 12, the number here will not be greater than will not be less than minus 3, right? It will not be less than minus 3 or greater than 3. So it will not be greater than 3 or less than minus 3, right? It will not be greater than or less than minus 3. So that's just what I want you to know. So that means that your x values will be in this range. Your x values will be between what? Between minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, could be 0. But then imagine if it's 0, that just means that your y is going to be 20, isn't it? So yeah, let me just take that out. So it could be 1 and 2 and what? And 3. Okay, so those are what could be your x values. So in this question, our x value that is going to give us 0, our x value that is going to give us 0 is actually minus 2. So we'll put minus 2 over there. So what that means is that means if you're putting minus 2 over here and minus 2 in there, and don't forget to put 2, open a brackets, and put the x value there. In this case, we're saying it's minus 2. So you put minus 2 there and put minus 2 there, right? When you do that, it's going to give you 0. So that means that outside this bracket now, you're going to put your minus 2. Okay, so you're putting your minus 2 there, sorry. So that means you're going to put your minus 2 over there. Right, so when you put your minus 2 there, in this bracket now, you need to put what? You need to put plus 2. Remember that first question in algebra where you are given the brackets and you're asked to solve for x, and for the expression to be true, you need to take out x and then you say x is equal to minus 2. Same thing that you do here. You will say x is equal to minus 2. If x is minus 2 outside, you're going to put it in there and it becomes positive 2. All right, so that is done. Now, pay attention to the following step. Right, this is now your following step on how to find out the numbers to put here. Remember, these are the coefficients from this expression, right? So now what you're going to do is you are going to just put 0 here. Okay, and now what you are going to do now, you are going to add. The first thing that you do is put 0 below the first coefficient, and you say 2 plus 0, you will get 2, right? So I don't know if I put a positive sign there, right? So that you know you're adding. So you say 2 plus 0, you get 2, right? Now what you do, now what you will do is you will say 2 times minus 2 times 2. Okay, you say minus 2 times 2, you'll get minus 4. You see that you get minus 4. When you have minus 4, you are going to do the same thing now. You are going to add you're going to add 3 minus 4. When you add, you get minus 1. Right, you get minus 1. And you multiply that in there. You multiply that minus 2 with that minus 1. What will you get? You'll get 2, isn't it? You are going to get a positive 2. And what you do now, you add. So you'll say minus 12 plus, you'll say minus 12, right? You'll say minus 12 plus 2. What you'll get? You'll get minus 10. Okay, your answer is going to be minus 10. And what you do now, you are going to say again, minus 2 times minus 10, you get what? You get positive 20. You get positive 20. And when you say minus 20 plus 20, what you get? You will get 0. So check what you have now here. Let me see if I can write it in red. Okay, no, let's try white. Let me use white. So now what you have now, you have 2 minus 1, not minus 1. You have 2 and minus 1 and minus 10 and 0. So now what you have now, you are going to put it in here. So now what you have, this is 2. You're going to put it here. You'll say 2x, right? But we know that you need to square that because what? Because it's a cubic. When you say now 2x squared times x, you get 2x cubed. And then now you're going to take this minus 1 and put it there and you say minus x. And then you just take the minus 10 and you put it there and you say minus 10, like that. So when you are done with this, you have actually just solved it. You have solved it. Okay, let me just erase this real fast. Okay, let me just erase this fast. Okay, right. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, cool. Now we are not done, right? We are looking for the x values. So when you reach this stage, you just need to factorize it. This part you can't do much about it. You just say x plus 2, and then now you open two brackets for the other one. You have x in there, x over there, right? Put your brackets, equate that to 0, right? So one, oh sorry, I forgot something important. We need to have a 2 somewhere, right? We need to have a 2. It could be over here, the 2 could be over there, or the 2 could be there. But I am going to try to put 2 here and find out what is going to happen, right? So now let me try to say 2x here. Okay, but it's usually normal to put 2x there. So okay, I'm going to put 2 over here and erase it from there, right? Erase that there and just put x over here. Okay, and just put x over there, right? I'm sure you already know how to do this part. This is the part where you need to find the factors of minus 10, that when you multiply and add you get minus x, right? So I am going to try to put 2 over here. The reason why I'm going to put 2 over there is when I say 2x times 2 I get 4x, right? But now if I have 2, that means that I need to have 5 over here, right? So now this is going to give me what? This is going to give me 5x. When I say 5 times x, it gives me 5x. I already have 4x there. Now what happens is 1 has to be negative. Since I have minus, so this has to be minus, this has to be positive. Voila. You see that? Easy stuff, easy stuff. Let me just erase that and show you guys that we are actually done. And now if they ask you to find the x-intercept of the graph, what you're going to do is just going to say x is equal to what? X is equal to 2, or x will be equal to, or you can say 2x is equal to 5. Therefore x is equal to 5 over 2, right? Or you can say x is equal to minus 2. Just like that, you've got yourself your answers for your graph. It's easy. It's easy. Make sure you just revise and practice. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Help the channel grow and the community as well. If you've got a question that you've been struggling with, you've seen the memo and you don't understand what is happening, feel free to DM it to me and I could feature it in the next video. Thank you for watching. Until we meet again, bye.